the meeting of the council to order. Please rise, pledge to the flag, and remain standing for a moment of silence for our military personnel serving overseas. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Please take notice that the Township of Woodbridge will hold a municipal consent hearing in the Council Chambers, 1 Main Street, Woodbridge, for the purpose of evaluating the application of Comcast for the renewal of municipal consent to own, operate, extend, and maintain a cable television and cable communication system in the Township of Woodbridge. Notice requirements of the open public meeting will have been satisfied concerning this meeting. The Home News Tribune and the Star Ledger published a notice on January 11, 2019 and February 19, 2019, respectively. A copy of the notice was posted on the municipal bulletin board. It should be so noted in the minutes of this meeting. Councilman Anderson. Councilman Ficarra.
Here.
Councilwoman Drum.
Here.
Councilman Small.
Here.
Councilwoman Meehan.
Here.
Councilman Patel. Councilman Bauer.
Here.
Vice President De Jesus.
Here.
And President Spiller.
Thank you, Mr. Mitch. Good evening. We are here tonight to review the application for renewal of the cable television franchise for Comcast. I'd like to just give you a little bit of background how we got here. Comcast of New Jersey, Comcast, has been the Woodbridge Township cable operator since the mid-1990s, taking over for Suburban Cablevision. Suburban had been the original cable operator since its inception in Woodbridge in 1979. Our current 15-year, 3 successive 5-year terms expires on August 31st, 2019. Woodbridge is one of Comcast's largest customers in the state of New Jersey. Comcast received approximately $16 million in basic revenues from Woodbridge customers in 2017. As required by state and federal law, Comcast returned 2% of this figure, or in excess of $318,000, to the municipality. By way of background, the Woodbridge Cable Commission Advisory Board has prepared a report as part of the process of refranchising the Woodbridge Township cable system in conformance with the Federal Communications Policy Act, the New Jersey TV Act, and regulations promulgated by the Federal Communications Commission and the New Jersey Board of Regulatory Commission, which is the BPU. The document reports on the past performance of the cable operator in Woodbridge Township, Comcast, and outlines the future needs of the community. This document is available for review on the Woodbridge Township website. It is important to note for this hearing that the Woodbridge Cable Commission was established in 1992 as a liaison between the municipality, the cable operator, and continues in the same manner today. The members are appointed for a 1-year term by the mayor with consent of council. The present members consist of Lee Beckerman, Michael Izalda, Ryan Michelson, Bruno Martins, Joe Tarrant, John Haggerty, ex officio, and myself as council rep. The focus of the Woodbridge Cable Commission has been on the refranchising process and its timetable, and numerous public meetings have been conducted by the Cable Commission. The Commission continues with the operation of a hotline for municipal complaints and recently conducted a township-wide survey regarding complaints, comments, and opinions of residents of Woodbridge Township. The purpose was to enable residents to report problems and lack of customer service immediately after their call to the cable operator if they were not satisfied with their response. Callers have a pre-recorded message indicating the proper numbers to call for service problems and to register their complaints with the BPU. A number of the Woodbridge Cable Commission contacts are callers who leave their name and telephone number in a message for appropriate follow-up to their concerns. The complaints fall into 5 basic categories, including billing problem, customer service complaints, technical equipment problem, lack of competition in the cable industry, and available channel selection. To better understand the concerns of the Woodbridge residents, the township created a cable survey that was made available on all the Woodbridge Township website. The Cable Commission received 185 completed surveys. When asked to indicate their satisfaction with Comcast cable service, the responses were divided. 28 of the 185 were very satisfied, 62 were somewhat satisfied, and 95 were not at all satisfied. Overall, these figures indicate there has been a decline in the overall satisfaction rate of the township residents. A copy of the survey and a breakdown of the responses are part of the municipal ascertainment report. As part of the ascertainment process, the Cable Commission sent a request for proposal, an RFQ, to all cable providers in the state. No other New Jersey cable service provider responded to the Cable Commission. Comcast was the only entity that submitted a proposal. So that is basically a little bit of a background of the Cable Commission and how we have gotten to this stage. So at this time, I would open the meeting to the public. If you're interested, please approach the microphone, state what part of the township you reside in, and there is a 5-minute time limit.
Mr. President, seeing no members of the public present, I entertain a motion to close this portion of the meeting to the public.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you. At this time, I will ask Mr. Charles Smith, the Comcast representative, if he wishes to make a brief statement on behalf of Comcast.
Stay there.
To the microphone, please, Mr. Smith.
That's a little close, isn't it? Nothing personal. Yeah, I know. I don't want to invade your space.
Good evening, Mr. Smith. How are you?
Good evening, Council President, members of the council. My name is Charles Smith. I'm the Senior Director of Government Affairs for Comcast in northern New Jersey. And I do have a brief statement that I would like to read into the record, and then certainly would answer any questions that the council may have or any member of the public. We're in the final stages of the cable franchise renewal process, which is governed by both federal and state statutes and regulations. Comcast began the renewal process on or about September 26, 2016, by sending a letter to the township indicating our intention to seek renewal of our non-exclusive franchise under Section 626A of the Cable Television Communications Policy Act of 1984 and 1996. This was followed by an optional ascertainment period during which the township had the opportunity to review our performance, assess community needs, and issue a report. The township completed and submitted its report on or about August 30th, 2018, which is the report that you described in your remarks. Following the state's timeline, Comcast filed an application for renewal of municipal consent on or about December 18th, 2018, and that application has been available for public inspection in the clerk's office and on the township's website. Tonight's hearing is on that application. No action of the council is required this evening. However, tonight's hearing is an opportunity to hear from both the governing body and the public. Your attorney has not told you yet. He will tell you that the governing body must base its franchise renewal decision on the answer to 4 questions. 1, has the cable operator substantially complied with the material terms of the existing franchise and applicable laws? 2, has the quality of the operator's service, including signal quality, response to consumer complaints, and billing practices, been reasonable in light of community needs? 3, does the operator have the financial, legal, and technical ability to provide the facilities and equipment that it is proposing to provide? And 4, is the cable operator's franchise renewal proposal reasonable to meet the future cable-related needs and interests of the community, taking into account, of course, the cost of meeting such needs and interests? 2 areas the governing body may not consider in deciding whether or not to renew the franchise are rates. Rates are governed by state and federal statutes and are outside of the municipality's authority. Programming. Channel lineup is protected under the First Amendment, just as is the content of the newspaper. However, nothing precludes the public or the governing body from commenting on rates and programming, but such commentary cannot be factored into the municipal's decision to renew or not renew. That's the conclusion of my prepared remarks, and I would be happy to answer any questions. Excuse me.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Any questions from council? The Cable Commission? Seeing none, I want to thank you for your summary and for joining us this evening.
Well, I look forward to working with the township in the renewal, and certainly after the hearing is closed, the next phase would be to sit down with the township to discuss the terms and conditions of the franchise. Thank you very much.
Understood. Just a couple more comments from myself. I'd like to see the Cable Commission down there. I want to thank them for all their work that they've done up to this point. I think we're around an 18-month mark that we've started about that. I'd like to thank Mr. Haggy for all his assistance, Mr. Mitch, your office, with all the record keeping. So seeing no other... Mr. Schmidt.
Yes.
The new facility that's going to be at 899 St. George Avenue, the Xfinity store. Do we have I'm looking at it. Looking at the plans, I'm going to say it looks probably around June-ish. Do we have?
Yes, we anticipate opening that around the early part of June. Actually, June 6th is the estimated date from that store.
So for all intents and purposes, that is basically the location that was at Lord Street that moved temporarily.
Correct.
Okay. And that is at 8. Is the address changing? Right now it is 899 St. George Avenue.
899 St. George Avenue.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you.
With nothing else being said, no last comments from council? Right, commission? Entertain a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Meeting adjourned. Have a good evening. Thank you.